should be loud and proud and ready to get going.
Let's go.
Welcome to JK Games, the game podcast where we bring you the gaming news we care about.
And maybe some that we don't.
Whether you play on easy mode
or you like a good challenge.
This is a show where we'll try to level up your gaming knowledge. Gaming knowledge. Yeah.
Not us starting off with a hype train in here. Let's
go. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. I don't even know really what that means, but I'm getting better at using the internet. Welcome. My name is Kayla. I'm one of your hosts.
And I'm Jerica, your other host. And yes, we love a good hype train because, you know, once again, I'm sort of like Kayla. I don't know what that means exactly, but we're 62% there.
Hey.
I'm mad we're not at 100 already because I think the intro is hype enough for the train.
Yeah, and if you guys we're watching live on Twitch, we have a new starting soon screen, and it's so funny. I was watching you guys here in the chat early saying it was like we were in an enclosure.
I know that was the idea behind it, was watching the cooks in the kitchen do the thing, but yeah, it's also like animals.
We love to see it. Speaking of first time chatter, Coal Mines, hello, our friend over from the Drop and Drop Out over here with us on the dark side, the JK Games side.
Let's go. Welcome
in. Peachwax said he's sitting right next to Maury right now watching this. Can you believe it?
Oh my god. I need to know what kind of snacks they got around. I'm just curious. One of the things I look forward to when I have a friend visiting or just any gathering, to be honest, I love getting the snacks I don't normally get because I have if I'm having company over, I like to impress them with the cool snacks. So yeah, what cool snacks y'all have? Y'all better have some cool snacks if y'all are hanging out.
You know what we need to bring back, Jerica?
What?
We need to bring back the games as food bit, and maybe we bring that to Dido.
Oh yeah.
Any old timers remember?
Yeah, if you haven't heard about that, me and Kayla have done a few episodes, because we just love food, and it's sort of silly, and we're sort of silly. But basically, we would pick games, and then if that game was a food item, what would it be? And we just go through all of the games that I guess that were top of mind. And since then, there's been a lot of new releases, so I'd be curious to see what kind of food would Animal Well be.
Yeah.
What food item would that be? And tie it to how the food makes you feel. Maybe the kind of events, occasions you have the food at. All those things should be considered when saying this game is this food.
Yeah, 100%. It's a fun experiment to do. We definitely bring it back. But we've got some.
One other thing, you might have been about to say it, but is Jordan, oh my God, subscribed for us. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. 9-month streak. Holy smokes. Jordan.
It's a little baby.
God.
It's like you had a baby subscribe to us.
Yeah, it's a grown baby now. The subscription is, I was about to say it's walking, but that's too soon.
You gave birth to a whole JK baby. Oh my God.
I need that.
You.
I need someone to draw that now. JK Games baby. What would we look like as a combined baby?
Get French dip on the line right now.
Yes,
right now.
It's giving some more work.
But yeah, and then we also had gifts from High School Weekly, so thank you, and cognitive clips with some bits. So thank you so much. Very kind. Oh, Coal Mines knows the drill. The Life is Strange is a nice cheesy burger with a side of Cajun fries.
Ooh, I like the Cajun fry combo. I love when fries are seasoned. It's just a little extra surprise when you go to a restaurant, and that's it's just a surprise. So, and those games are surprises at every turn.
I love that. That's great. We will definitely revisit that idea, and because those episodes are old. It's been a while since we've done anything like that. But What is not old is today's main topic that we're going to be covering. Jerica and I had planned for this to be a Lost Records Bloom and Rage Tape 1 spoiler cast. We're letting you in on behind the scenes. Neither one of us have beat it yet. But I think
It's not even that long, Kayla. It's not that long.
We're
What's
fake
happening?
gamers. We're fake gamers. No. But you know what that means.
Speaking of that, though, one last thing, and I'll quit interrupting and let you do the whole loadout here in just a second. One last thing. To my detriment, Bungie had a new dungeon come out. Was it last week or the week before? At some point recently. And Chad, a guy I play with a lot, sent me a screenshot saying, it showed up on like the PlayStation Network, like what your friends are doing. Basically, it's like, Jerica played the most Destiny, I guess, out of all his friends, and he said he was proud of me, but also why I can't play anything else. And I told you, Kayla, I wouldn't go down this rabbit hole again, but here I am.
Intervention.
We need to stop playing Destiny. Stop playing Destiny.
We're on 3 subs, so you know what that means, Jerica. If we get 2 more.
Is that the number?
When we get to 5, you know what that means.
Oh, okay. 5 is the number. Okay, cool.
5's the number.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Jerica will dance for 5 subs. Yeah. I love how I volunteer that for you every time.
Yeah, no, it's the rule. I put it out there. And also in the loadout, don't forget to thank Dallas. We need to write that in there for providing me with the PlayStation. Okay, thank you.
Yes. But it's okay. We're kind of joking. Like, yes, that was our goal, is to be able to talk about it while it's top of mind. But don't ever beat yourself up for.
We're not going to spoil it this episode. Just light spoilers.
Yeah, and we'll throw up little walls whenever we get to certain parts where like you need to be concerned. But as far as our loadout, let's go ahead and gear up and load out, folks. Let's get in here. Boop, doop, boop, doop. We're loaded up. We're loaded out. We're ready to start the episode. But before we start, we'll go ahead and thank our sponsor of this episode and all future episodes, Dallas, friend of the show, who supplied Jerica with her at retail cost PlayStation 5 Pro 30th Anniversary Edition that you can watch her unbox on our YouTube.
It's a good one.
It's actually really fun.
Maybe I kiss it at some point.
She is
not safe for work.
But it is safe for YouTube if you go check it out.
Yeah, just lying. It is safe. I promise. Not that. I don't think they would let me put that on YouTube.
High Score Weekly said I want in on the sponsor slot. Hey, I mean, I am drinking some Langley Tea Farms tea right now, which you can find at langleyteafarms.com. Anyways, we are not a what's it called? Like the QVC? That's what it is.
We're not QVC yet, but if that's what it takes, I'm ready to walk around with some tea in my hand, wear some shirts, look at some jewelry, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but some things that we have been doing this week, if you are not in on the news, if this is your first time listening since we announced that we have another podcast that we co-host now with 5, because there's 7 total. Yeah, 5 other
a lot of other people.
I had to do some math really quick, but with our 5 other friends at dropindropout.com, you can find all of us over there. It is Thursday evenings, typically around 7 or 8 Central. I forget which time. But last week I hosted for the first time. I was really nervous. So thank you all, because a lot of you guys showed up and showed out for us. So we appreciate that a ton. Hosting with 4 other people is way different than hosting with 2 people. So I was really scared. But Jerica,
I couldn't tell. You had a costume. So like all the, confidence was just oozing out of you with that costume. So
oh my God.
Maybe I need to wear a costume.
It was rough at the beginning because I was like trying to figure out that you guys definitely should go watch it. I do appear in costume. And I read the co-host fortunes, their sun and their moon, their rising game. If you want to check that out, again, dropindropout.com for all of the links to the different locations in which you can watch. And Jerica is actually hosting this upcoming one, right, Jerica?
I am. I didn't think I was, but then all of a sudden I had an idea in our meeting, and then it was like, okay, I guess I should do this because it might be centered around a certain event that's happening on Thursday. Those Pokemon, the Pokemen,
Pokedays,
the Poke them. those Pokemons. If you didn't know, I'm also a huge fan of Pokemon. Love it. Been a fan. I actually would love to have a Pikachu tattoo on my body at some point. Fat Pikachu specifically. Chonkachu. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I have a really fun topic and can't wait to see what they announce at the Pokemon Presents on Thursday.
Nice. So check that out wherever you get your pods. And then also, if you missed our last week episode, we dive into all of the February releases. There is several a game that came out in February that we have played and discussed, but this week is going to be all centered around Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. I keep wanting to call it Life is Strange, even though it's not. Which we'll talk more about that.
I keep wanting to call it Blood and Rage.
I mean, that works. Colemine said Piplup Supremacy. I love Piplup.
This is where we start getting into the Pokemon I'm not familiar with, because
these generations Pokemon.
I'll let you in on a little secret. I might not be a fan of the latest Pokemon games.
Ooh.
I know the whole world's going to come after me, but I've had enough. I'll discuss more on Thursday.
Yes, definitely. I'm intrigued. I will not be on the episode, but I will be listening. Absolutely. Hi, Unique Technique. Welcome to the chat.
That comes off the tongue real well. Unique Technique.
We love to see it. I hope I'm saying that right. Could be wrong. But yeah, so that's what we have done in the past week and what is to come for us on the various different networks we are part of. If you also don't know, we do have a Last of Us podcast. We will be touching on that more later with some news that we have. You can follow us on JK Games Podcast on all social platforms to see what is up with what's coming, what we have planned. If you check out the dropindropout.com, there is a link to a Discord where we have a specific JK Games thread. You can also just be a part of that community. It's really fun, and we talk about all kind of silly things if you want to join us there. And then, yeah, that's really it for our loadout and what to expect. If you're brand new to our show, we lay out our episodes in easy mode where we talk about what we've been playing, which probably will be relatively short this week, with our main topic being what Jarek and I have been playing, like we talked about earlier. And then we have our normal mode where we go over news, which we do have a couple of things to share this week that is relevant. And then we have our expert mode, which is where we're going to talk episodic gaming just in general. I know we did mention that we are going to dive a little bit more into Lost Records, but we're also going to talk like just episodic gaming overall, what our thoughts are on that. But yeah, that's what our episode's going to be like. Let's go ahead and talk easy mode. Jerica, what have you been playing and or watching this week?
I mean, shocker, I've been playing a lot of Lost Records, so we'll get into that a little later.
Yeah.
I'm getting caught back up. I've been behind on watching Severance. I know it's a video game podcast where we occasionally talk about like TV shows, and Severance is one of those shows that like it is. We got to do a ranking of TV shows at some point. You know, my favorite television show of all time is Lost.
Ooh, yeah.
So I love a good mind trip and, you know, just try to figure out who's who in this scenario. Is this another timeline? Mm-hmm. You know, I love that stuff. And I think that sort of leads to like why I'm enjoying, I keep wanting to call it Blood and Rage, Lost Records so much. It's because you're getting different timelines.
Yeah.
And just trying to connect the dots on what happened. And really, it's just keeping you on your edge of your seat, wanting to know what's next. And you don't want to stop watching. So I got a little behind on Severance. I didn't watch it when it first premiered, season 2. And yeah, I got caught up in that. We are caught up now. And man, it is mind boggling to me that season 2, if not just already better than season 1, but it's sort of like The Last of Us, you know, the world is built. We know who these characters are.
Yeah.
We know we can finally sort of explore what's happening behind the scenes at this company. But Severance, if you haven't watched it, you are missing out.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you like any of those things I just shared, then Severance is going to be right up your alley. It is the show, in my opinion, of the generation. Like, it is so freaking good. The aesthetic is also really pleasing to me. I love like old retro computers. Like I want one of their computers like on my desk. I want the keyboard to look the same. I want a little CRT monitor. Like I eat that shit up. So
I've also been watching it.
Okay, I was wondering. I couldn't remember if you big Severance fan or not.
Yeah, Coal Mines, great pull. Severance giving massive control Alan Wake vibes.
Yes,
that's like, perfect.
Ooh, like the aesthetic of just like a cold office, mysterious. Like this ain't giving anything away, but the room with the goats.
Like, oh my god, what the hell?
That is like straight out of like I could see that happening in either one of those games, Control or Alan Wake.
Yeah,
it's just bizarre, and I love it so much.
100%. Like I'm caught up too, so we could definitely we'll take it offline and we'll discuss. But if you guys are interested, if you want more TV stuff from us, hey, we're here. We'll give it to you. Don't worry. But yeah, I'm caught up and I love it. I love the like psychological like aspects of it. I do have a little bit of a concern, not to dive like too much, but I don't want it to get too weird. Like I'm a little worried that it might go too much off the deep end, but I know you like that, and so I don't want to like trudge on your territory. But Object of Power Goat Bell, that's so funny. That's so funny. Oh, High School Weekly said the writer of Severance was actually inspired by Stanley Parable, which is different video game.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Huh. But yeah, so that as far as what I've been playing, I played a little bit more of Avowed. But which is still like I'm still really enjoying it, but I'm really wanting to like put my head down and finish Lost Records. And so that's really all that I've been like focusing my energy on. And also watching Severance, of course. And then for my reality TV girlies, I have been watching Love is Blind, and it is, I'm sorry. I
don't let my reaction make you feel any more I don't let it devalidate, because all I hear about that show gets people are piping up about it left and right. I hear about it all the time.
You thought this was a gaming podcast? You're wrong. This is definitely a TV podcast. Yeah, so I've been watching it. I love reality TV. I love a good juicy reality TV show. What are you looking for?
Sorry, just when you're done. I didn't want.
Oh, I'm done.
Rabbit said,
can we talk 90 Day Fiance next?
Listen, I am down to do whatever show you all want us to do. I'm not like a huge reality TV person. I take that back. I actually used to be like, I probably watched like season 1 through at least 8 of Survivor. Like I used to be love big Survivor girly, and I've that's sort of gotten popular again, which is really strange to me. Mm-hmm. It's just how the hype is back for it. So maybe I get back into that world. And then also, I signed into my Xbox the other day and like linked my account properly. So it showed like, and I had that all through college. So like, it was just all these movies and TV shows I had. And that was my way of watching television then, was through my Xbox. And I have all these owned seasons of random shit. One of those being Jersey Shore. So I guess I like that enough to download the whole first season at some point. Meatballs, where you at? What I was grabbing earlier was actually Caleb got me a book, y'all.
Oh, but you also got me a book. I love that. Where's mine? Oh, mine's not in here.
We're making whole novels now based on League of Legends Arcane Universe characters. It's a thick boy too, so I can't wait to dive into this. Like, if I read anything this year, this will be the one thing that I read.
Yes.
Really excited to get into it. It's all about Mbeza.
She is a baddie.
How she rose to power. So I'm really interested to, dive into that, because they had the music video that came out right before season 2 of Arcane. Mm-hmm. And it's a novel, High Score Weekly. Complete novel.
Is it canon? I actually don't know.
Yes,
do you know? It is?
It is. Yeah.
Nice.
But they had that music video that came out before season 2 that sort of like hints at some, in a very vague way, hints at some choices that she made to rise to power. So I'm sure the book explains all of it, hopefully, very clearly. So thank you for that, Kayla.
You're welcome. Thank you for my book as well. Yeah. You can see it in the background of Jerica's setup if you're watching live, but it's the Arcane. It's like the making of, right? Because I don't have mine handy.
Yes, and I will also say this. We're not sponsored by Riot, not yet anyways. This is one of the best like making of art books I've got a lot of these for like different video games. But one of the best behind the scenes like books, and there's like physical things you can take out of the book and like put on your shelf. A lot of collectibles. But man, how cool is that? Like every weapon that Jinx could use is in this book, and it just they go through and tell you a story by sharing all of this stuff. It's amazing. This book's well worth your money if you're a fan of Arcane.
Well, now we're a book podcast as well, which I'm here for. But I think that's all for our easy mode. We do have some news to talk about, and I'm going to share. Drum roll. We have a date for The Last of Us. Season 2. Poo, 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 poo. Rabbit said Arcane Book Club. Yes, absolutely. Yes. We have a date, y'all, and you may have seen it on social media. Where I think it came out like right after our last episode, so it's been about a week, I think. But April 13th, HBO Max. See us there. I'm sat. I'm ready to go. And you know what that means? We have a new season of Clickerbait that we're going to be doing for you guys.
And we have another announcement. Should I do another drum roll?
Drum roll.
We can do that here?
Yeah.
Are you doing it or am I doing it?
I'm trying to do it. I don't know if you can hear it.
Oh no. Are you going to do the announcement part or am I just, I thought it was just drum rolling.
I got it. We have a new addition to the Clickerbait cast. Yeah.
What?
Woo! We're going to be having Patrick P. Swooshy from Spotlight Games join us on Clickerbait. And, we haven't nailed down exactly what this is all going to look like. But we are going to be having him on, we believe most of the episodes should be on.
Yeah, I think he said he will be there no matter the circumstance.
Yeah. So. And we're excited to have like a different perspective. You guys both, all of you know that we love The Last of Us. Patrick also loves The Last of Us, but we're excited for some different perspective on the episodes as we dive into them, because our plan is still to go episode by episode and kind of analyze what happened, compare it to the game, give our thoughts, give our overall impressions, and really deep dive into each episode. We are planning some kind of pre-episodes as well before the season starts, which again is April 13th is when the first episode is going to air.
You can expect us back in the Clickerbait realm sometime in March.
Yes, absolutely. That's when you can expect us. And we will be reporting on that soon. More details to come. But very excited. We did get like a new poster where it's Abby walking away and it says every path has a price. Ooh. Very interesting.
Actually, they put out 2 other posters too with Ellie and Joel. Yeah, I saw those. Forgot to save them. So I don't have any of those to show our crew here. So
it's okay.
Y'all just have to imagine it or go on the internet.
Yeah, you can look them up for sure.
They look good though.
I'm definitely very excited and can't wait to talk about it with you guys here. And then, who knows, we may have more guests also join. We're open to the idea if you want to chime in. But Jerica, we do have some more topical kind of news here. Or no, actually, let me stay on my soapbox really quick.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Hold your horses, people.
Whoa,
Hold your horses.
That's my horse sound.
Hot off the press.
What?
Brand new.
Oh.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
I don't know why I went Wheel of Fortune there. But we do have a new game that got announced recently. It is called The Lonesome Guild, and it is by Don't Nod, which we're going to be talking about more today. It is by Don't Nod, who is publishing, with the developer being Tiny Bull Studios. And this game looks adorable, Jerica. It looks so good.
Oh, yeah, I got it pulled up now. I was playing Bloomin' Rage stuff, but now it's playing the trailer, so we should be ready to go.
Yeah. And the kind of like the blurb for this game is, in a world consumed by loneliness, only friendship can save the day. Lead a quirky cast in this colorful single-player ARPG. I'm assuming that means American RPG. I don't know. Who knows? Don't quote me. Full of heart, battles, and bonds that change everything. I think that this art style looks beautiful. I did see someone compare it to like a cutesy Hades as far as the like art style.
I could get into that.
Yeah. And which I can agree. I haven't played Hades. I know that's like a sin against humanity, but I have not played it. But I think that this could definitely match that. It's like a party style, like a single player party style, like cast game. And any kind of, you guys, if you know me, like anything with a ghost in it, I'm like sold. So yeah, that was, very topical since we're talking about Don't Nod today. And I thought the trailer just released like a few hours ago, and I'm very intrigued. Did it say when this is coming out in the trailer? I need to look. And this studio, it just says coming soon. They did not give a date.
I'm messing up.
Coming this fall. Action RPG. Oh, not me saying American RPG.
American RPGs now.
That's so funny. But yeah, so that is what I'm excited. I'm excited for this and can't wait to see what's next. But that's all for my portion of the news. Jerica, I know you have an article that kind of ties to our main topic today. Yeah, I just had to bring you guys this game. You know me. I had to give it to you.
Donut's just like publishing games left and right, and I'm always amazed at like the variety of games that come from them, which I know like they have like internal development too, but they have a lot of partnerships with a lot of studios, and I think even Square Enix, like there's a lot going on there, and it's just cool to see like, anytime they're publishing a game, you know it's gonna be a solid experience. But 100%. Yeah, Kayla's asking me like, hey, what do you want to do for this episode? And I was like, I hope to beat Bloom and Rage, but since we didn't do that, I'm glad we had a backup plan, and it was just really like diving into episodic games in general. And I thought it was cool because like we'll get into it here shortly, but like what makes these games such a success and like fun to revisit and play. And there was actually an article that I had pulled from, let me get the notes back up, I lost them. And this article was written by Tom Phillips from Eurogamer, and basically he interviewed the creative director at Don't Nod, the studio that just put out Lost Records, Don't Nod Montreal to be specific, I believe. And he interviewed the creative director at Gamescom last year, which I know, so like this little back and forth is from last year, but it was an interesting perspective that whenever I see this last name, Kayla, I'm always scared how I'm going to pronounce it because it's spelled Koch. Is it cock? Is it cock? Or is it coach? Someone, I forgot to look this up before we did this live, so now I'm asking, like, how do you pronounce Koch? Cack. I'm going to keep saying kick.
Or just don't say it.
I'll just say Michael. Michael from Michael. I think it's actually Michael from
Cash, but with a Kosh.
Oh, God. I'm not a professional. Can you tell? Okay. I'm going to read this little excerpt from this interview that he had, Tom Phillips did with Michael. And here's what Michael said about like Life is Strange development. And the question specifically was like, what was the thinking behind splitting Bloom and Rage, like splitting it into 2 tapes? Because initially it wasn't that. I think it was going to be the whole thing. So they decided to half it up. And Mikkel says, I noticed that I'm not interested in as much in Netflix shows. I binge them and then forget them really quickly sometimes. And then I watch some TV shows on Apple TV and HBO where they're sticking to weekly releases, and I found that I was way more invested. And we were thinking we wanted to make some good episodic games, so why not still go for at least a part of that? So it makes sense for the story. The game is called Bloom and Rage, so tape 1 will be Bloom and tape 2 will be Rage. The game's past takes place over the summer of 1995, so tape 1 is July, tape 2 is August. And there's an event, there's something that happens at the end of tape 1 that we haven't gotten to yet, Kayla, dang it, but soon. But that event makes sense to stop the game there so we can reflect on it. Just let the player take their time to maybe play something else, wait a bit, think about what happened, and then go back to tape 2. Hopefully even more invested in the story because you've had some time to reflect on what happened and maybe talk about it with your friends and other people online. And the whole interview is up on Eurogamer if you want to check it out. But I thought that particular part was interesting because we're about to talk about like what makes episodic games episodic. And that's part of it, you know.
Yeah.
You don't play all of it at once. But I think this was a smart move for them to do it that way. I don't know at the time if it was announced that they pushed it a month. Because I think there was only supposed to be like back to back, like this month, like we play part 1 and then next month would be tape 2. But now I think it's April. No, what it is?
It's April.
Okay.
I'll double check the exact date, but it is April. Yes.
So it got pushed. It got delayed a little bit. I don't know the reasoning with that, but I think it doesn't need to be any later than that. But I do like having a little bit of a break in between to do said thing, like talk about it with the rest of my friends, talk about it with you, talk about it with you all today. Because I think it's
April 15th. It was
April 15th. Okay.
Delayed 1 month for bug fixes and storytelling enhancements.
Gotcha. Which is great.
Yeah.
Because I've been playing. I went back and started playing on my PS5. I got it on Steam too because I was like, oh, I don't like being locked to 30 frames per second because I'm a snob and I like smooth running games. I like the high frame rates, but it actually runs better. I'm getting on another topic. We'll get back to this, but it actually runs better on PS5. I'm finding out because like I have to turn down my PCs or the game setting is so low to get it to even get close to like 60 FPS. So I'm like, this isn't worth it. My computer's tired. Let me just play on the PS5. So my eyes have adjusted to the locked 30 FPS. And I can say like it's been smooth sailing now. So anyways, I guess we can get into main topic here. Do we want to do like episodic talk first as a whole or get into Bloom and Rage, like what we've played so far? We didn't really talk about that before.
Let's start with Bloom and Rage, maybe just a little bit deeper into what we've played so far. We can go ahead and touch on that in our expert mode after we say hello to some new people in the chat. Hi, Jake Twitchin, welcome in. Game Over Cholo, welcome in. Game Over Cholo said that they're slacking on tape 1. Graphics and story are great, just execution feels clunky. Interesting.
Okay.
Dano Mac, hello. Finally got in here before the very end of the stream.
Yeah,
thank
welcome.
you. Hello. Everybody's in here ready to go and hear our thoughts. These are going to be pretty high level. Just overall, what we think about the story so far, what we think about the gameplay elements. Not necessarily anything to do with like beats, spoilers, or anything like that. Because Jerica and I both are about 6 hours, I would say, in.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit further than Jerica, but nothing like not very significant. I think we're almost done. Drop in the chat how many hours it took. If you've beaten tape 1, let us know how many hours it has taken you to beat tape 1. Would love to know your thoughts. And again, I'm not really rushing. My main thing, I'm just really enjoying it. Just to kind of start with my thoughts, like overall, I think to kind of touch on what we're going to expand on more later with the episodic gaming piece. This is my first time playing a game that is episodic while it is actively releasing. I have played games like Walking Dead Telltale, other Life is Strange games that release in episodes, but this is the first time I've actually played it in real time, like as it's releasing, which like we said earlier, this is only 2 parts, whereas like some other ones might be more. Jerica, do you know like what the standard is for other Life is Strange games? I know there's like with I think the last Life is Strange game I've been playing is 2, and I think it has 4 different parts, 4 or 5. I would say maybe the average.
Man, I feel like the first Life is Strange had like 8 different parts.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken, I can double check. So they've got I could say like, obviously with this one, it's 2 episodes, 2 tapes, and it's meaty tapes.
Yeah.
I can probably go back in time and sort of try to remember like when I played the first Life is Strange, if those episodes felt shorter, and I think they are, but there was a lot of parts with that. And I couldn't imagine playing what I do think maybe, and someone in chat can help me. Like, I feel like when Life is Strange first came out, like a few of those chapters came out or episodes came out at once. I don't think it was just dripping one episode ever so often. That would have sucked. But
yeah, 100%.
I think it had more parts than what we're seeing currently.
Yeah. So a couple things from the chat. Coal Mine said they beat it in 7 hours, so we're close. Also, welcome to the show, the Dan Good Show. Welcome in. Hello. And then so as far as just overall vibes, you know, I did touch on this. And I think me and Jarek are both. A lot of us have been playing it that are on the Drop and Drop Out show. We talked about that a little bit last week, but just to kind of reiterate, like the vibes are unmatched. Like the 90s aesthetic. I was born in the late 90s, so I did not experience growing up in the 90s. I was born in 97, so I was not born at the time that this takes place. I know, I'm sorry, I did not try to, but just overall, though, the aesthetic is something that is very appealing to me and kind of like leaks over from like early 2000s, which is what I did grow up in. But I think the UI is like stunning. Like even just like the way that the like load screens look, the way that the chat like boxes look, everything just is, you can tell so much care and like thought was put into how every single thing looks. And even just the sound bites, like obviously the soundtrack, phenomenal, 10 out of 10 banger soundtrack. There also is like exclusive vinyl, I think, that released. And it looks really cool too. I just want to sit and like be in these environments. Like it looks stunning. I haven't had any visual issues, Jerica. Like my actually PC has been running fine. I don't know if that's because maybe I just do have it on lower. It's not
really like visual issues. It's just performance. Like
got it.
My eyes are just so used to now 60 FPS. So when a game is locked to 30, like even Avowed, I think it's just sort of a little, I'm just not as used to it anymore. But it doesn't look as smooth, basically. So, and I have, you know, other games that can run pretty much in higher resolution, but this one just, it can't on my PC. And maybe some other settings I can tweak and mess with, but it struggled to run at higher performance and quality on my PC. So that's why I just went back to PlayStation.
Got it. And I maybe that is happening with me, and I just don't, maybe I'm not paying attention to it potentially. But like High School Weekly made a good point too in the chat. Like sometimes when I'm in the Lost Records, I'm in the camcorder mode too long, it trips me out when I go back to the game graphics. Yeah. And that's something I think is so cool too. Like one of the big, if you're completely unfamiliar with what this game is, like you're playing as your main character Swan, and you're in this group of like 4 friends. And Swan, I think they portray her so excellently with how awkward and just like preteen she is. Like, and I think they're teens. They're not preteens, but like they're like 16, 17-ish. And the way that they portray her just like awkward, uncomfortable, like nerdy. She's a nerd. And you get to make, and the whole point of like the shtick of these games is like your choices matter. And I'm getting used to the way that is shown in this differently than it is in the Life is Strange games. Because what I'm seeing more as of right now, I can tell that my choices matter in some of the dialogue options and like just general choice options that I'm picking, but it's more in like the conversations you're having with the other girls. Like this is why I think the UI is really cool too. Like you'll be talking to one of the 4 girls and you'll see a little dialogue bubble unlock as an option for you. And that might not have popped up if you made a different choice previously. Did you notice that? Like the way that they do those?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. If you're not careful, you might miss something.
Yeah. And that's what I like too. And you have to be patient in some like scenarios, which
and you know, even speaking to Swan's like character and what this game does differently versus, it's not just a Life is Strange clone. It's building on the foundations of why we love Life is Strange. But the biggest innovation is like what makes this different is the camcorder experience.
Yes.
Like, and just like it's true to the character of Swan, like I find myself and I'm playing more of the game in my camcorder mode, trying to record everything I see versus being not that she's like not present in the moment, but she's always trying to capture any moment. So like if you get too in the weeds of like trying to record these squirrels, you know, maybe they're doing it, maybe they're not. You might miss some dialogue options and I think that's really cool, and it's done on purpose because of that. Like you can get lost in the world, like just filming, and there's collectibles with recording certain types of things. And, you know, if you're a checklist person and want to get all the hidden collectibles, basically, like you're going to want to be looking for them. So like if you get too in the weeds with that, you'll miss dialogue. So I love that, how that's working in the game. It feels really good.
It's definitely evolved, like you said, like just some of the things, like even, for example, like if you don't look at something, you might not get that specific dialogue option. Like I love to explore every little nook and cranny, like as I'm walking around, because I'll see something on the ground and then it'll prompt a conversation with someone else that might lead to something else. And like Coal Mine said in the chat, like if you wait long enough during a dialogue choice, you can get another option. Like especially even in the beginning, where almost like the beginning scene where you open is like a tutorial almost. And one of the other things that is in the like a main story like element of the game is like you are toggling between the present and the past. No spoilers on like story elements of that, but I love how it's done. It is done so well. Like the way that they are, again, no spoilers, but like the way that they show the past and the present and how they're intermingling with each other, I think is like chef's kiss. Mm-hmm. I love it. And like this is just an interesting choice that in the kind of present day, you're in first person. Did you notice that?
Yeah. I really want to, I want to know what Swan looks like now so bad.
Yeah.
Why is that happening?
I don't know. And it's interesting because like in the past you're in third person in which I don't think we've gotten first person view really in any of the previous Donut games or Life is Strange games. Like I don't think that's a thing that they really do. Game Over Trailer said the first versus third person is genius. Like it really makes it feel different. It's so theatrical, like the game, and it's weird because it's theatrical and cinematic, but also feels very natural at the same time, if that makes sense. And just some of the things that I love that they do and that they've been very intentional about is the way that people look. Like when they show Nora and her acne, like I don't know if you caught that too. Like it looks so like teenage and very like true.
I can't wait to like go in deeper in the story, but I love the character so much. I think that's part of why this game is just hitting really, really high for me. And someone said in the chat earlier, I think it was Coal Mines. I think, my role is I'm sitting at a 5 out of 5 right now for this game.
Me too.
The role is just complete. It's falling apart. It's so wet. It's like a duck just tried to eat the roll, you know, when the duck grabs the bread and when it's in the lake and it gets all soggy, but the duck's still eating it. That's my role right now. It's real wet.
Yeah, 100%. I love that. And I agree. If I had a roll system, my roll would be buttered for sure. And Coal Mines also had an interesting point. Spent too long recording my environment in the movie palace part, and the shop closed before I could get ice cream.
Oh, snap.
Interesting. I love that. And that, honestly, what I really like too is, you know, the camcorder element is like a new thing that I haven't really experienced directly in a game. But one thing that I like that this, you know, gameplay element adds is your characters around you notice it. Like they're not ignoring it. It's not like, you know, they're T-posed in the corner, like while you're filming. They're literally like, if you're on somebody for too long, they say something about it. They're like, why are you filming me? Like, and you can answer.
They make it feel really natural. Yeah. And I feel like that can easily get lost in the shuffle if you don't have the environment reacting to you filming that way, including the characters. So good call.
Definitely.
It's done so well. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And so I think that's really, Coal Mine said, I got a dialogue bit in Lost Circuits where I was recording Kat just sitting down, and she said, I'm not interesting enough to record right now. Yeah. So that's kind of like how I'm feeling. just overall, is there anything do you want to talk anything with spoilers? Is there anything particular you want to like discuss, or do you want to save that, or how are you feeling?
Let's save it, because I know there's some Dido boys that want to also get in on the action, so maybe we can make that happen when everyone beats it. But I've read like just early on impressions, and just to see like how people are feeling about the game, and honestly, like I just want to make sure when a new game comes out, I do like to look and see how it's running and performing. It's just once again put on my good eyes, not my dial-up eyes that I saw in the chat. The dial-up eyes, I don't have that. I like to know how games are performing. So I've read a little bit about that, and then also a lot of people are saying it's just a slow burn, got a really slow start, and they're correct in some ways. Like it is a slow start, a slow build up, because you're not getting to the action right away. The big mystery isn't put in your face, but it is. The slow moments are for you to get used to this world and get good with your camcorder and just pretend you're one of the girls, and like it's been so I haven't even got to like huge topical parts of this game yet that are making you scratch your head and like what's happening.
It's spooky.
I've just gotten really invested with these characters and what's going on and like being in their world. It's almost like I've forgotten that there's a whole other big story loop to this.
Yeah, like you could, to me, honestly, and this may sound crazy, you could take out the plot like completely and I would still be loving it. Like even if there was like just the overall vibes, but there is like this ominous like background presence of things that are, again, no spoilers, but like things that are happening. And I think that's why me and you might like it. I think it feels found footage for sure.
Yeah, and like putting together like what you're recording is also just a game in itself.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, there's definitely an ominous vibe to things. And you just don't know when it's gonna hit. But you're just like having the best time with your friends, and like any sudden moment could turn into a disaster. I feel like I just don't know what that is yet. It's good. 100%. It's good. It's good.
It's Love so it. Good. And I can't wait to talk more about it whenever we finish. And glad that you guys are enjoying it for the most part in the chat as well. But I do think we should talk a little bit about, like, let's expand a little bit more on what it is to be like an episodic game and like what that means exactly. And I pulled something up that Jerica was surprised by, and so I figured I would mention it. But does anybody, just a quick poll in the chat, does anyone know what the first ever episodic quote game was that released? I'll wait.
Spoiler, I never heard of it, so if you know it, that's gonna be impressive. I doubt anyone here knows it, but I don't think so. I would be impressed.
Yeah, except maybe High Score Weekly might know. True.
That is true.
But according to the interwebs, the first ever episodic game appeared in Dynamix like Sonic the Hedgehog. The first ever episodic game actually appeared in 1979. Automated Simulations Dungeon Quest series started with the Temple of Epshai, and in the same year, several mini episodes using the same game system and world were released. So the sequel, Hellfire Warrior, and several full-size add-on packs for both main games followed throughout the years, so 1980 to 1982. Wizardry was likewise appended with the additional scenarios that allowed importing of the first game's save data. So they used that kind of like, and that's pretty before its time, I would say, like being able to do something like that and kind of bring that into the other games. Game Over Trailer said Probs Magazine games, but that, even though that's a joke, that does make me think about like the choose your own adventure type games. Did you do like the choose your own adventure books, Jerica, ever?
I did.
Like
those were always a good time. It's so much fun. I love that so much.
We're getting rated by Affiable Idiots. Hello, welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Fire, welcome.
Shout out. Can we do that?
Chad, if you can hear me, I talked about how I've been a good gamer, but I'm also sort of bad because I don't play anything else, but I played Destiny a lot last week.
I feel like there's a way to shout out. I don't know how to do this, though.
Yeah.
Oh, well, here. We'll just pin them. Follow them. They're pinned. Go give them a follow and check them out because they're bestie pals of the show. But as far as like the first, like that's kind of like the first recorded, if you will, iteration of episodic gaming. And me and Jericho were kind of pondering, there's kind of several things that could encompass what an episodic game is. I think in the sense that we're discussing, it's more of like the main piece of the game releases and episodes that there's time in between the release of, and typically it's going to be like a narrative choice-based experience. Some key contenders are like the Telltale type games. And that might be really one of the only other ones I've played. The Walking Dead games, which I'm sure, Jerica, are you a fan of the Walking Dead Telltale games?
Abso-freaking-lutely. I love The Walking Dead. The Telltale game was just way more. I didn't expect it to be such a tale. You know, you take the Walking Dead IP and, you know, it can turn into anything. It could be, most of the time, it's just pure garbage. You know, and I'm a huge fan of the show. Even the last few seasons were a little hit or miss.
Yeah, for sure.
And then any other game or other thing that's side to it can just be hot garbage. So you never know. So like them being able to take their own, use the IP and create such an amazing story that is in the framework we're talking for a great episodic game is just choice-based narrative. Your decisions have repercussions, and those getting tied to different episodes are just so good. And just like I think of all the episodic games, like the Walking Dead one specifically was a huge nail biter, and was on the edge of my seat the whole time because I always thought someone's either about to die or something bad's gonna happen if I make the wrong choice. Like it's like back-to-back decisions that are like that in that game. So good.
Yeah, and I did play that game, and I loved it. It's high stakes. You're 100% right, and it leaves you in suspense, which I think is one of the big things. Daniel Mack said, "Did you guys ever play the BTTF Back to the Future episodic series by Telltale?" I did not. Jerica, did you?
Is that what it is, or is it Borderlands Tales from the? No, it's not. I don't know acronyms. No.
Oh yeah, Back to the Future. Yeah, no, I didn't either.
I didn't realize they did that.
No, neither did I. But hey, I mean, I'm down to try.
Is it good?
Some of the other classic ones, The Wolf Among Us, which is mentioned several times, and we'll discuss later as some people's favorites. I have not played that. Have you, Jerica?
I haven't played it. I'm trying to wait until like I'm sure they're gonna have like a remake or a remaster, like this day and age version come out.
Yeah,
because they're working on the sequel. Just don't know when that's happening. I think internally it's been delayed. I don't know when the sequel's coming out, but I constantly hear just high praise for that game. I want to play it so bad, but I'm trying to wait for a better version that I keep thinking will come out.
That's valid. I get recommended it a lot as well from our friends that have played and think that I would enjoy it. So I've also been kind of waiting. But it could be fun to play together. We could walk through like the choices together.
In the Telltale like art design, the way they, I guess, shade their characters and how everything looks in the game, maybe that isn't as bad. If for some, like they have their art design's a little different than most because it doesn't have to be more real looking because it's sort of cartoony anyways. So maybe it's fine. Just playing it as is.
That's a good point. Maybe just naturally the art direction makes it like more stand the test of time, if you will. I think I actually bought it on Steam, but I just haven't played it. I think I bought it. It goes on sale fairly frequently. But some other options, obviously Life is Strange that we've been discussing. Detroit Become Human.
Yeah.
So
that was a good one. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Did you ever play that, Kayla?
I haven't, but I have also had that one recommended to me.
You need to add that to your list, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And then I let's just go ahead and I'll go through some of the submissions, and then if there's any like gaps, we can go back through. But High Score Weekly, one question we asked on socials, which you can find us JK Games Podcast, or if you want to join our Discord, it is a shared Discord with our friends Drop In Drop Out Pod and all of that network, and you can find that on linked on our socials through our link tree or on the dropindropout.com website.
It's a good time.
It's fun. You should join. This is kind of where we gathered our submissions for the episode, and we also just chat and talk ideas. High Score Weekly, who is active in the chat. The first Life is Strange game is still my fave, not just because of the excellent story, but because of the space between episodes, which is what we're talking about, to stop and reflect. Another good point is that it gives you time to stop and kind of reflect and analyze and sit with it, which in this day and age with gaming, it's hard to do sometimes because there's always something new. But yeah, every episode ended on such a shocking moment. So the anticipation to see what happened next of that game made it really special. He also says that I like the Jurassic Park Telltale game, but everyone always trashes it. I've never seen that. I've never seen that, actually.
I might have to play that because I love Jurassic Park. And I had no idea that was a thing. Man, what other Telltale games are there that I'm just like sleeping on? I know they did like The Expanse. And I know High Score Weekly is a big fan of the books. I wonder if that was any good.
I'm going to look and see if I can find more. But definitely am interested. Also, welcome Blaster Goblin with the highlighted message.
Ooh, Blaster Goblin was the one up in our DMs wanting some merch, some sweet, sweet merch. We're working on it. We're working on it, y'all. If y'all have seen a sweatshirt, flailing around. There's someone wearing a sweatshirt for JK Games out there. I'm just saying. Big, great billboard. This person is just saying. We're working on it. We're working on some merch. More details to come. And of course, I want a hat. I'm trying to figure out a design for a hat.
Absolutely. Dan Goodshow said, I may or may not have seen some JK merch today. We might share on our stories if you go look at our Instagram. But yeah, so that's something to look forward to. I'm excited. And you've probably also seen me and Jericho wear like some test pieces recently, but stay tuned for more. P-Schwag also said, Blaster Goblin also mentioned Resident Evil Revelations 2. Did you play that, Jericho?
Nope.
I did not either, but I'm all about Resident Evil. Oh, hi, Zip Penguin is subscribed at tier 1. Thank you so much. Been subscribed for 12 months, a whole year. Aw.
Well, I wanted to do a dance, but I really have to pee again.
I think that's 4. So you're 1 away.
No, but that's like 12 months. Someone's been subscribed for 12 months. That should be a celebration in itself. That's the baby is. I don't know what can a baby do at 12 months. They're a year old. They can sort of walk.
They can walk around. They can kind of walk around. Maybe
they're waddling around a little bit. So like I'll do a
little waddle.
I'm doing a waddle pee dance. Ooh.
Zip Penguin, thank you so much. He also said that they would buy merch from us, which is very kind of you. The derpy human thing going on. You know, babies really are just drunk adults. True. Or drunk. Yeah. They're really just drunk adults in little bodies.
They're peeing their pants. Yeah. All the time. Just peeing. Yeah. I'm just tempted to get a diaper at this point so I can just pee on stream. If you ever saw me just doing, I'm peeing. It would feel great.
Campos said, where's the merch? I see. Campos said, I see Greg wearing it in all the ads this week. The people need it. Hey. You know,
we're working on it. I got to figure out how to put it up on the internet. And then I still need to design a t-shirt. I want a little plethora of things. Now we're getting off on a tangent, but I want a sweatshirt, a zip-up hoodie, a hat, and a t-shirt. Once I create that, then we'll get it going. So yes.
Yeah. And then we also have P-Schwag said their favorite episodic game and their favorite Life is Strange game is Walking Dead Season 1, maybe my favorite episodic, or Wolf Among Us, both mentioned. But True Colors is Patrick's favorite Life is Strange game. And I have to, man, True Colors is so good, y'all. It's slept on, I should say.
It is. It wasn't it's not one of my favorites, though.
But interesting.
But I enjoyed it. I don't know. I felt like it was not as serious and as intense as it could have been. But there were, now that I'm thinking back on it, there were some topics that were pretty tough to like play through just because like it's an intense topic. But, you know, I'm all for, I don't know, Life is Strange, just like, I don't want to, this is an old game so I can spoil it at this point. Like Life is Strange, knowing that someone's like murdering or going out and like killing people, that was pretty cool. Yeah. I like a good reveal like that. On the scarier side. So, which that was sort of I'm getting off on a tangent. Maybe I revisit it. I don't remember my butter being as rolled.
That's part of what I felt.
I think I just said something like a dyslexic person again. Did I get butter and roll backwards?
I don't know. It made sense to me, but that's cool because I know you.
Disregard.
Oh, by the way, Robert suggested JK branded diapers, which we love to see.
I'll see if that's we love to see. If not, I'll suggest it.
I do think that like there has been a kind of like change in the way that the Life is Strange stakes have been. Like the original Life is Strange and Before the Storm, like very intense, incredibly intense. And I will say like there are definitely things with True Colors, especially when it comes to like the reason why that one resonates so much with me is like with the empathy aspect and like the weight that I really relate to the main character. But it is just different. And that was part of my complaint with Double Exposure, which I did still like. It's just I think it could have been turned up a notch, basically, like is my thought on the Double Exposure. But with that being said, that's Patrick's favorite, Life is Strange. Cognitive Clips actually gave us a little insight into Cognitive Clips has not been able to get into an episodic game, which surprises me about them and their gaming taste and what I know they like.
Do they like anything great? That's a good question. Is it just Metroid? Now I'm just being mean because I don't like giving Jordan stuff. That was a jokey joke. I just like to be mean just for one's funs, but Jordan has incredible taste. But I am really intrigued of why he hasn't been able to get into one yet.
Yeah. He didn't really elaborate. Maybe we can talk to him about that at a later date.
Maybe he's being cagey on purpose because he wants to be asked about it. Should we call him right now?
We should call him. I'm surprised. I think he was in the chat, but he
piped up.
He's got responsibilities.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We won't interrupt. Maybe next time we'll get approval first. Call him.
Mr. the Human said The Wolf Among Us, which is a very common, thing that is throughout. Unlike The Walking Dead and Life is Strange, I went into this one with no expectations or knowledge of the series. It was based on and just fell in love with the premise and the world. They're a sucker for Brothers Grimm style fairy tales, which you saying that made me even more intrigued in The Wolf Among Us. But yeah, we got a lot of responses. I don't know that we have time to go through all of them, but one other thing that I will just touch on really quick that was different is I'm just going to say Big Wolfie because I don't know how to pronounce the second part of their name, but also really big in the Discord with us, said Life is Strange for sure. If I had to pick one, I'll pick True Colors. Wow, representation. Before
True
the Storm,
Colors fans in here, a lot more than I would expect. Maybe I'm the odd one out.
But they also said they loved Detroit Become Human as well. So that was represented there. Yeah. So that is kind of like our audience submissions. As far as like other games that do this and do it well, I don't have a ton of experience with this. Like I said, this is my first time really playing like as a release. Jerica, can you think of any other ones? We can keep going through this list. Tales from the Borderlands. Did you play that?
I didn't. I think my girlfriend did. Audrey.
Mm-hmm. Audrey mentioned.
Did you play Tales from the Borderlands? No. Okay. So there we go. We don't have an answer. Sorry.
Oh, apparently he went lurk in the chat because he's making content. So.
Oh, maybe he's making a video about why he hasn't gotten into an episodic game before.
Maybe so. Ooh. But yeah, so that's really all as far as like, I mean, there's plenty of this type of game. It's not new. Like we said, the first one was in 1979. I mean, come on. But as far as like what I feel like, with my little experience, what I hope to see that this tape one ends on. I love that I still have the JK branded diapers.
People want them. People want to pee where they want to pee. They want to be peeing standing up, sitting down at dinner with their family. They want to pee everywhere. Anywhere. Huh?
Audrey always got to get the off-cam indifferent answer.
It's what she's known for now. And she's like always invested in a show when she's got her AirPods on so she can like watch TV down here. So I have to like scream her name.
Yeah,
so I'm interrupting.
That's so funny. I love that. If you guys are true, like long-term fans, did you watch our episode a long time ago where we had both of our partners on? We had my husband Hunter and we had Audrey on as well for an episode.
We might have to do that again.
What did we cover? I don't remember.
I have no idea.
I don't remember. We'll have to resurrect that one and do it again.
That's funny.
If we can get them both on. That's funny. Dynamax said, and what a better way to pee everywhere than in your favorite pair of JK diapers.
Man, I'm gonna have to get a commercial made. I can't wait.
Oh, that would be fun to do like a fake like infomercial kind of thing. That would be fun.
Listen, I don't judge either, but watch the purchasing of these diapies just go towards that realm of people that like to pretend to be babies. That's a category. I don't know if I want to put JK games in that world because that ultimately might be where it goes. But then again, if we sell them, I'm never one to be like, well, I don't want to make money from that. I don't mind making money from that either. It's something to think about.
Give us your money. Dynamax, it sounds like Jerica's played some Yakuza games.
Funny enough, I haven't played one yet, but I have looked up that said scene for that reason because I had to see it to believe it. One last game. She was curious. I did think of a game that I guess needs to be considered on my backlog of Doom that I just sort of forgot about until I'm looking at this list of episodic games on the internet. Help me remember what I've played. And I've never beaten Kentucky Route Zero, but it was episodic. And it's one I have to get back to because I love the art style and the story so far so much in this game. Once again, it's checking a lot of boxes with me and being just a little weird, little unsure, really? Very, Alan Wake, that kind of suspense. And I got to get back to it, but sort of forgot about that one. I saw it on this list and I was like, oh yeah.
I've never played that game actually. And Dynamax said that Kentucky Route Zero messed him up.
Oh man.
So,
well,
I love an emotionally devastating game, which is why I usually like these.
It's on my checklist here. Please devastate me, please, game.
Please devastate me, sign Jericho.
Please.
But I went on a side rant, which is typical, but what I want from this experience is to end on tape one with, I love a cliffhanger. That might be an unpopular opinion. I don't know, but I do like a cliffhanger if it's purposeful, if it's intentional, and if it fulfills in the second part, if that makes sense. Like if it returns on investment, if I get out of it. And I don't think this is too long of a wait, especially at the rate that we're playing it. I'm not in a rush. I just wanted to talk about it is the only reason why I was rushing myself. And there's a lot of games coming out in March that I want to play too. So I don't want to, leave myself in like a situation where I forget about something else, which is common. Me and Jericho both do this.
Yes, yep.
It is what it is.
Yep.
But all that to say, I hope that it ends on I've seen several people in the chat said it ends on like a natural break. But I want it to devastate me, honestly. Like I want to be devastated and I want to be wanting more because I want to, leave in a space where I'm thinking about it, predicting what I want to happen. Oh my gosh. High School Weekly said the Life is Strange hanger. That's funny. Hanger involving a wheelchair had me dying to play the next episode.
That was rough. Yeah.
I can't imagine having to wait for that. I played much after release.
The first Life is Strange is just so intense. Like, yeah,
it's wild.
It starts off very fun, lighthearted, but then it takes a multiple turns real fast and you're like, damn, this is tough. Wow, that hurts.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
100%. So that's what I'm hoping. Jerica, do you have any hopes and dreams for what you want this to do, a direction you want this to go? We both watched Yellow Jackets, which is very much where this is like, and it's not a direct ripoff or anything. So like, I'm not feeling like weird about that. I feel like it's enough to where it's really cool.
Teenage angst, young women, stuck in the woods. hanging out in the woods. That's why it reminds me of, they're reminding me of each other. And obviously the timelines of being like in the future, in the past. And it's the
girl group dynamics.
Yeah. And I think it works really well for this storyline too. But yeah, I think I'm on the same page as you. Like, I just want I want to be shocked a little bit.
Yeah.
I do want it to sort of make me think like, holy shit, I really cannot wait to play the second tape. Because I know that, I mean, that's how you would hope it's going to end. But it's got to be shocking enough to where me and you are just going to like be biting our nails, waiting to talk to each other about it.
Yes.
So, yeah, they don't give you a whole lot of what's going on at all in tape 1. I guess maybe until the very end. So I'm interested to see, like, are we going to get a better look at like what's the full picture of what's happening? Why are these girls? Why did they tell each other they didn't want to see each other ever again until like 20 years later? So maybe we find that out. I hope we get that at least, because I think that's going to be what leaves us wanting more, is getting a glimpse of what's happening, what's put them in this situation. So
yeah, because like I said, like it's an ominous presence. Like there are things happening, but there's not like a clear direction with where this like mystery element's gonna go. So I'm excited.
Is it aliens? Is it ghosts? Is it witches? Is it none of those
cults
things? And just like is it a cult? Like, what's going on? I don't know.
But we will definitely be back to discuss it. Don't worry. And if you missed the beginning of the episode, definitely check into Jerica hosting Drop In, Drop Out on Thursday. So you can check out her leading the discussion.
I'm coming for you, Pokemon. Coming for you.
But we have enjoyed having you around for this week's episode. Don't go away too soon, because we are going to raid one of our friends. I think we're going to raid our friend, Mr. the Human. They only have a couple of viewers, so I would love to give them a little bit of
Let's
us.
Drop in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Bye, guys.
Thank y'all for watching. See you next time.